Hey there, guys. When you learned about the 8 branches of chemistry, you must have realized that chemistry is a subject that affects every area of our life, from production of energy for our homes and cars, to the manufacture of every single item we use, to even the producing of food we eat. After you are done learning chemistry in school, you might get a job where you have to apply your knowledge of chemistry. In this class, I will be telling you the different careers you can engage in if you do really well in chemistry. We will talk about 10 areas of life and the branches of chemistry you need to be really good at to work there. The first area is agriculture. Agriculture is the study of how we produce food and other resources from plants and animals. Chemistry helps us in agriculture to understand the composition of the soil, where the crops grow, and soil chemists do important soil analysis before a farmer can understand the best kinds of crops to grow on our soil. But chemistry also helps farmers produce chemicals that kill weeds, pests, and diseases, and you might have seen a farmer spraying them on his farm sometimes. Chemistry also helps farmers prepare medicine for their sick animals and process the food some of these animals eat. Another career you can have in chemistry is food processing. We do not eat most of our food the way they grow in our farms, and we do not even buy them from the markets that way. Most of our food, especially those that come in cans and bottles, are processed in a factory. This is how we produce food like cornflakes from corn, chocolates from cocoa, and sugar from sugarcane. If you're good at chemistry and you like food like me, you should consider working in food processing industries. The third career is in pharmacy or pharmaceuticals. The medicine doctors give us when we are sick is prepared by chemists, and these chemists work in pharmaceutical companies. After research, doctors and pharmacists find out what chemicals can help a sick person get well. Chemists find a way of preparing that chemical in large quantities that it can be sold everywhere. Pharmaceutical chemists also prepare such drugs for animals. This makes the study of chemistry vital to life. The fourth career you can have in chemistry is in the manufacturing sector. There are many items we manufacture today, and a lot of them use chemical processes to make these materials. These materials are then fabricated into different items. The most important materials we manufacture are ceramics, glass, plastic, rubber, and steel. We can find examples of items made from these materials in our homes. Each of these materials has an interesting and unique chemical process involved in its manufacture. If you learn these chemical processes, you can work in the industry that produces these items. Another career area is domestic chemicals. These are the items we use on our skin and our hair in the house, and the soaps and detergents we use to clean the house and wash our plates. Chemists are involved in making these items. In fact, you would learn how soap is manufactured in your chemistry textbook, so you're already on your way to work in these industries. The next area of chemistry is industrial chemicals. Industrial chemicals are chemicals that are frequently used in the factories. These chemicals have to be obtained in large quantities from natural sources. Most of our modern industrial chemicals come from petroleum refineries, and they form the base chemicals from which a lot of things are made. Other important industrial chemicals are 1. Dyes that give things color. 2. Fragrances and concentrates that give things taste and flavor. And 3. Solvents and emulsifiers which can dissolve things that do not dissolve in water. Chemists help to source and manufacture these things before they get to the factories where they are even used. The next area of chemistry is mining and metal extraction. All the metals from iron to copper to aluminium are mined from the ground, and they are mostly mined in their ores. These ores are then purified to remove or extract the pure metal from them. The processes of extracting these metals are very intensive chemical processes, and chemists have to be involved to ensure that they happen correctly. Without chemistry, we wouldn't have most metals today in pure form. Metals are used extensively in construction, which is the next career area for chemists. The materials used for building houses and bridges have to be tough and strong so that it does not break or collapse and cause a disaster. Whether it is cement, wood, or steel, chemists are called to make sure that these materials have the proper chemical composition, as the strength of these materials would be compromised if it was chemically different from standard materials. Steel and other metals used in construction are susceptible to rust, while wood might be attacked by termites, and concrete might be susceptible to water damage. A civil engineer has to make sure that his construction materials are of the highest quality, and the chemist has to ensure this. The next area of career for a chemist is power. Though most of our power plants do not require the help of chemists, nuclear power plants do. Nuclear power plants use radioactive elements in nuclear reactions to produce heat, which is then converted to electricity. And no one knows more about radioactivity than chemists. Whatever way we generate electricity, we'll have to store and transport it. We store electricity in batteries, and no one knows more about batteries than chemists. Chemists discover the best materials for making batteries and research ways to make the batteries even better. In recent times, we have had better batteries in our phones, and we even have batteries that make electric cars possible, all thanks to researches in chemistry. We also have to use the best wires to transport our electricity, and chemists can tell us how well a material is conducting electricity. The last area of life you can work in chemistry is space science. Have you learnt about space, the solar systems, and the 9 planets? Well, just like me, you might be excited to learn about our universe that way. Scientists have been studying the stars and planets for a long time, and what happens outside our Earth's atmosphere has always excited us. We have made a lot of progress in this area of study, and we have even visited the moon. We have also sent spacecrafts to some of the planets and their moons. We also have communication satellites in space, which help us transmit information we view on our TVs and the internet. These are some of the most exciting advancements in human history, and chemists were involved in it. We helped find out the best fuels to use in the rockets, the best materials to make the rockets and spacecrafts, including the communication equipment on the rockets. When we send spacecrafts to other planets, they analyze the chemical composition of the planets. Therefore, chemists were involved. We can also use special telescopes to analyze the chemical constituents of stars, and an area of chemistry known as astrochemistry helps us to do just that. If you study and learn chemistry very well, you can have some of the coolest jobs ever. You also get to work in a laboratory, and lots of cool things happen in the laboratory. Chemistry is a subject you would enjoy a lot, and you should choose any of these areas I have mentioned and begin dreaming of your cool job. This is the conclusion of the first chapter that introduces you to chemistry. In your next class, we will be learning chemistry proper. See you then.